Welcome back, my friends. Over the past number of videos, shown you quite a bit about project management, but now I'm going to pragmatize it. I'm going to show you where you can get downloads of templates, tools that can help you. I've already shown you one, a schedule, but this time I'm going to take you to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's website. You're going to be taking a look at the plethora of templates that are out there for all things project management. So why don't you go on down to this link? I'm going to put a shortcut. If you have a firewall in your firm, this may not work. But don't worry, because I will put a link in the chat below to help you get whatever tool I'm showing you. So the website is tinyurl.com/Sigma PMO. And the story behind the link, I was training Sigma Foods and they found so much value from this, the folks I was training, that I created this hot link for them. So go on down to that site. And when you go there, you will see this. This is the CDC's Project Management Office page. Now, on this page, you can see there are so many documents, different things, acquisition strategy, annual operational analysis, and many more. But get into more familiar territory, here's a business case. Let's click on that. A business case makes a case for the project. And it's that simple. There it is. And if you scroll down, you can see the table of contents. The purpose of this business case, the project description, the high-level business impact of the project, alternatives for carrying out the work on the project or pursuing the project. A very good business case could have at least 3. Here we have 4 options. And then we have the preferred solution from ABCD. And as you scroll through, you see all of this information is there. It's a great template for people who are working on intense projects that need this level of scrutiny. This is the place you want to go. Okay. Again, it's free. I'll tell you a very quick story. I had a student who said, Phil, they've asked me to develop a PMO. I said, how can I help you? He said, Phil, remember that link you showed us during training? I need that link because I want to get some templates from there. Fast forward a few months. This student was an expert in getting the templates and swapping out the logo. Swapped out the CDC logo and ended up being a huge rock star in the company. In fact, ended up getting a promotion. Talk about creative use of resource. I don't begrudge anyone who goes to the CDC site to pillage whatever they can find there. You might be a taxpayer or not. Why look a gift horse in the mouth? There's so much stuff on that page. It's mind-blowing. Like I said, not just one student, but more than one have received glowing reviews, rave reviews, because they brought these templates to their firm. So if you're smart, you'll go to the website and you'll download those templates and begin using them for your work as you need to. So let's go back to the CDC site. I'm not done. I want to show you a few more things that are out there. All right, so that was a business case. We have a light version of it. Let's jump straight to the project charter because I want to do this in some sort of logical order. So if you click on project charter here, just charter, you click on that, it opens up the project charter. Remember what I told you about the project charter? Its purpose is to authorize the project. So we have here purpose of the charter. It says the project charter documents and tracks the necessary information required by decision makers to approve the project funding. Project charter should include the need, scope, justification, and resource commitment, as well as the project sponsor's decision to proceed or not to proceed with the project. It is created during the initiating phase of the project, initiating process group. So you can see that there's a lot of information in here. The justification has been taken from the business case and included in here for context. You have high-level scope and high-level timeline, budget, high-level alternative analysis, many other pieces that are just priceless. Depending on the size of your project, this may or may not be overkill, but I suggest tailoring. After the project charter, the next thing I want to show you is a project management plan. So let's click on that, and you're going to see a very robust project management plan. Going down to the table of contents here, you can see we have an introduction, executive summary, and boom, we begin to tackle the areas of knowledge: scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communications, risk, procurement. They have issues. And of course, stakeholders are implicitly in here. But this is a very robust plan that you could use to bring some level of sensibility to your project. So when you hear the term project management plan, it has all of these components in it. It is not a Microsoft project schedule. That could be baked in as part of the plan, but the project management plan is more far-reaching, okay? Scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder, all that stuff is in here. Going back into the CDC website, we have some examples here of schedules. There's an Excel version of a schedule. Similar to what I showed you in the beginning, you can see it's got task name, duration, start date, expected start date, and a lot more. Depending on what your project requires, you can actually go nuts with all of these great documents. You can see the quality management plan as well. For example, so if you wanted to break down plans bit by bit piecemeal, instead of having a big old roll-up plan, if you wanted to have even more specificity in your planning, well, you've got a plan for everything: quality, right? Requirements, risk management, and so on. One of the tools that I love using for my projects, especially where there's so many requirements, is that one I just clicked on. It's called a requirements traceability matrix. You can track the different requirements, technical assumptions, functional requirements. You can track them to their origin, and you can use this to track each requirement through to make sure that it is tested, it's mapped to a test case, it's verified. You want to make sure this is working in the tool before you deploy it, and so on and so forth. Going down here, we've got different ideas of status reports. Let's click on that. And this is a status report at the executive level. They like seeing things at a higher level. We got the status: green, yellow, red. Green means good, yellow means could be in trouble, red means really, really bad. And this could be a format for you presenting reports to your management. We also have here work breakdown structure examples. So a work breakdown structure is a hierarchical breakdown of the project, and it's done intentionally to show the different levels of work. We have a few examples here, so let me see if I can find a more compelling one. And this is more like a textual WBS, but it's still done with some form of hierarchy. Let me show you a WBS that looks a little bit more visual, graphical, and hierarchical. Here we go. So in this example, you can see a house building project. In order to understand the work to be done on the project, we got to break it down from the big mass of building a house into a second layer. And the second layer is more like a phase by phase component breakdown of the project. So we have concrete, framing, plumbing, electrical, interior, and roofing. We can then break each silo down into smaller pieces to give clarity about what needs to be done. I have found huge, huge value from creating work breakdown structures with teams I've worked on, teams in the area of IT, in the area of aerospace, teams in the area of pharmaceutical and biotechnical. It's amazing to see great ideas come together and be blown out to the necessary proportion with a WBS, because a WBS just keeps you in motion, building out the idea more and more. You ever been with 50 people in a room building a WBS? I have. And I've seen the project come to fruition, biotechnical project for a lab. Well-known company out in Indiana. We used a WBS. It started with disjointed ideas, but they all came together through a thorough facilitation meeting that we conducted for WBS creation. So if your team is ever stuck, they're not able to move forward, they feel like they can't proceed, try a WBS. It's a very helpful tool to put everyone on the same page. Well, that's it, my friends, for the core essence of project management documents. I hope you found it helpful. In our next video, I'll be talking about Agile. I'll be breaking down Agile, demystifying it a little bit for you so that you can understand what all this buzz is about. Because you've heard so much about Agile. Well, let's go in for the kill. Let's talk about it in the next session. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you.